This video we're going to have a look at number patterns, and we're going to focus on the linear number pattern. Everywhere around us you can see patterns in your body, in nature, and many of these patterns can also be represented using numbers. In the next few videos we are going to focus on specific number patterns. When you are given a list of numbers that form a pattern, there are a whole lot of different calculations you can do with that. We are going to focus on the position of these terms, and that means where it lies in this sequence. And then we are also going to focus on the value of each term. In this video, we are specifically going to focus on the linear number patterns. A number pattern is classified as linear if there is a constant difference between consecutive terms. This means that you constantly add the same value, or you constantly subtract the same value to get the next term. This can be summed up by the formula for constant difference, which is term 2 minus term 1, so the difference between the first two terms, and this should be equal to term 3 minus term 2, or even term n minus term n minus 1, which means any term minus the term just in front of it. Example 1. Consider the following, and the first question, describe the pattern in words. Having a look at the sequence, you can see that you add 4 every time to get the next term. So, describing the pattern in words, we will say start at 6 and add 4 every time. You can of course also say increase with 4 or plus 4. Question B. Give the next 3 terms in the sequence. We've already recognized the pattern, now we can simply continue with it. So if we add 4 again, I'll get the next term, which will be 18, and adding 4 again will give me 22, and adding 4 again will give me the next term of 26. Question C. Which term in the sequence will have a value of 38? So here we want the position of a specific term, and we have already determined the values of the first 6 terms. The 7th term will now be 30, the 8th term will be 34, and the 9th term will have a value of 38. So our answer will be the 9th term will have a value of 38. Example 2. Consider the sequence and describe the rule in words. This rule is the description of the pattern that we recognize. In this pattern, we are subtracting 2 every time. This subtraction stays constant, and it is called the constant difference. That means we have a linear number pattern. This sequence rule in words will then be start at 5 and subtract 2 every time. Question B. Give the constant difference. Here we are actually testing whether you know the terminology. As I've already mentioned, the difference between consecutive terms here stays constant, and that is minus 2. This minus 2 is then called our constant difference. You could have also calculated this with the formula for constant difference, saying for example term 2 minus term 1, and that would be 3 minus 5, which gives us minus 2. You could also have chosen to use term 4 minus term 3, and that would be minus 1 minus another 1 to also get negative 2. Question C. Give the next 2 terms in the sequence. So here once again we simply continue with the pattern, and we will subtract 2 again to get a value of minus 3. Subtracting 2 again will give me my next term of minus 5.